Hey guys, today we have a special person coming to my channel and talk about pottery coming up. Donald here.
Stacy.
So today we have Stacy here to talk about pottery. So she is a professional pottery maker. So we want to ask her some questions because most of the florists were using pottery for flower arranging, and her pottery is just out of this world. I checked it on her Instagram. Immediately I want to interview her because her products is absolutely beautiful. So Stacy, I know you've been doing this for a few years. Can you tell our viewer how did you start it?
Well, Donald, I was down in California for a little bit of an extended stay, and a friend of mine down there said, you know, Stacy, why don't you take ceramics while you're here? And it was always something that I wanted to do, so I took her up on it, and I started at a little community center just about 20 minutes south of Los Angeles, up against the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains.
Can you tell us something about your products here?
Well, I'm really inspired by the West Coast. I was born here, I grew up here in the mountains, the beach, the trees.
So Stacy, I love these owl things here. You can put flowers in it. It's like have a little like so cute. There are little holes in here on the eye, so you can put flowers. The first thing I check on her Instagram is this owl. I saw the owls over there. It's beautiful. Like, let me.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy here's one of the first ones I made. It's all hand sculpted, and then these feathers are all put on individually with my thumb.
Wow.
Takes a while, but it's worth it. And you can put flowers in here.
It's beautiful.
Leslie
it's beautiful.
the bloomery put little flowers in his eyes.
Very, very nice, very nice. And it's so cute. This is, and you see this. When the consumer or when the florist need to buy a container, what they need to worry about?
Well, you want to make sure that the product is actually glazed inside. This one here isn't glazed inside, so you want to just put air plants in that one, but these ones are glazed, and by being glazed, you're just going to make sure the water sits in it, because if they're not glazed, the water is going to eventually seep through and leave a ring on your counter or your dresser. And
you don't want a messy table.
No.
So I think it's good tips. What's the inspiration about your material?
I'm inspired twice. So I get inspired when I actually sculpt the piece. My hands will just start making something. For example, this piece here is done on my elbow. And I have some other pieces that I sculpt over my knee, and they're used as matcha bowls. So when I come up with the sculpting, that's one inspiration, and then when I do the glazing, that's another inspiration.
I really like your color choice of your products because it's so unique.
Yeah, when I choose the glazes, I'm really inspired by our natural surroundings here in Vancouver. So like a winter beach, so we've got the mountains and the sand. This is a sunset through trees. This is a full moon that was inspired when I was on Hornby Island, where I go for a lot of my inspiration. This is the rain on asphalt in Vancouver that we see a lot of.
Love it, love it. It's so abstract, and at the same time you can see it, like when you see this, you can see a tree in here. Check it out, this spoon here. The second picture I check is this spoon on her Instagram. This is beautiful and so much texture, and I know all your products is handmade, it's no machine.
That's
what is
good.
the between handmade and like using a turntable or something?
Yeah, so I don't use the pottery wheel. You know, everyone thinks about that movie Ghost with Demi Moore on the thing and Patrick Swayze. Yeah, I don't use that, and the reason why I don't use that is because I felt that if I were to start using that and I failed, I think I was a failure and never want to do pottery again. So I do all hand sculpting. So this piece, for example, just starts with a lump of clay. I get a spoon that I like the shape of. I plop it in there, and then I work the clay like that to make the handle. So it's all craftsmanship in here. All the things you did is handmade. So it's the value of the art in here. It's not just only like you can buy from the big chain store, and this is what I like.
when the consumer or the florist need to buy the products, do you have a tips for them to what they're looking for?
Depends on whether or not you're looking for things that are produced on the wheel, which are also handmade, or if you're looking for things that are hand sculpted. You want to make sure that, first of all, that you've got some sort of glaze on the inside so the water doesn't seep through and wreck your table. Another thing I like to look for is the thickness of the piece, like how thick it is. Like you'll see some of my pieces are quite thick, while other ones are, like this one here, they're a little bit thin. Mm-hmm. I actually prefer the thicker pieces. Mm-hmm. This piece here, it's not, as I showed you earlier, it's not glazed on the inside, so although it's pretty funky on the outside.
Actually, it looked like a pine cone. Is it a pine cone kind of inspiration?
Yeah, it was actually supposed to be an acorn, but the bottom part of it didn't. It was too big. So.
Okay. Wow. But sometimes we make mistake for what we do.
Yeah.
But actually, sometimes it's turned out better.
Yeah, that's why I call that my design feature. I think it was Leslie said she liked the imperfectness of it, the earthy imperfectness. Yes, and I find that for me there's perfection in imperfection.
Yes.
In my pieces you'll find like creases, fingernail scrapes, fingerprints, wobbly edges. I leave that all in there because that's my touch. That's what makes each of my pieces unique. So it, you know, if you're to put it on the wheel, they're all going to come out pretty much the same, but when they come out of my hands, every single one is different.
To get one point was really stronger point to me that inspire me is you don't need to be perfect to make it beautiful, and all the handmade products here is not perfect, but in the same time it's absolutely beautiful, and also is to me it's perfect to me.
Oh, thank
for
you.
my lifestyle. For example, when we're doing flowers, it's nothing is perfect, but it's the personal touch is important. Thank you so much, Stacy, for today and helping me in my channel. And I hope all the viewers gonna see what your product is. Guys, check it out, her social media page, and I will link her social media page below the descriptions so you can check on her. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stacy.
Thanks, Donald. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye. Question of the day. So I want to ask you which pieces you like in here. Is it owls? Is it a plate? Or is it a spoon? Tell me about it. Leave your comment below. And I'll see you next time. Bye.